It's clear that we're not as competitive as we once were, but we went to the goal game. Quite embarrassing.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. This is the 19th annual Fairport Alumni Wall of Fame ceremony. My name is Joe Fantagrossi, and I'm the principal of the building. Thank you to Mr. Tiberio and the Jazz Band for their wonderful introduction. I always really love this ceremony for a number of reasons, but the one thing that sticks out in my mind when I read through the purpose of the Wall of Fame is how many different pathways someone can take to have a successful and fulfilling life. So there are really two purposes for the Wall of Fame: to honor the alumni who have gone on to achieve significant success in their fields of endeavor after graduating from FHS, and to provide visual reminders to our current students of their example of success. And so when I look at the three inductees we have this evening, they really did it in three very different ways. One, through athletics, both as a coach and as a professional athlete. One, in serving our country in the Navy. And the third, in heading up the Human Resources Department, 44,000 employees at Wegmans. Those are three distinct styles, but a common end result, and that end result was success. And we hope here at Fairport that we played a part in helping them build the foundation for success. So we're really excited to honor them tonight. I hope you enjoy it as well. And I think you'll really enjoy our student introductions, because they spent the day yesterday meeting with our inductees and are prepared to really tell you about their lives and their successes. Thanks again for joining us tonight, and with no further ado, the President of our Board of Education, Marty Cardona.
Thank you, Joe. A little shorter here. It's my pleasure to welcome you on behalf of the Board of Education. We always like to say that Fairport is a big family. The greatest thing about being part of the family is no matter how old you get, you're still our kids. So I will tell you, as a lifelong educator, nothing gives me more joy than to hear the wonderful success stories of students and struggles of students that I've been able to teach over the years. And while I have not taught any of our inductees today, I do have to say I'm disappointed Kevin Stickles is not here. He was my next door neighbor for 16 years over on Lambeth Loop, where he grew up. I met him as a preschooler, and we lived there until he graduated from high school. It's a wonderful family, and he's certainly a wonderful person, so I wish he were here just to share that commonality today. But we are very proud of you. This is a very exciting day for us, and we welcome you as members of our Wall of Fame. Thank you.
Hi, I'm John Davis. I'm the chairman of the Wall of Fame Committee. I'm also a teacher here at Fairport High School, starting my 19th year. And for nearly 2 decades now, we have been inducting various alumni to the Fairport Alumni Wall of Fame to do two things, as Mr. Fantagrossi mentioned: to honor their lives of success and provide good role models for our students. On the back of your program that you have is a list of 2 decades worth of inductees. We have approximately 84 current inductees to the Fairport Alumni Wall of Fame. We're very proud of all of them. Often people ask themselves and each other, what makes a great school? What makes a great community? Is it academics? Is it sports programs? Is it the amount of clubs and activities that that school provides its students? It's all of those things. And I'm going to add one more to it. It's pride as well. Pride in your school and pride in your community. And we are so lucky in Fairport to have a great community and a great school. And we have great role models for students. Since this opportunity is for students, I want to introduce you to some of my former students, and I'm very proud of them. Chris Smith is a senior here at Fairport High School, and he's going to be inducting David Halladay from the class of 1977. As Principal Fanagrossi mentioned, the inductees were invited to the school yesterday, and they've come from great distances to be here. Deb Vangelos from Houston, Texas, and David Halladay from Washington, D.C., and I welcome you home. They had an opportunity to come into the school and sit down with students for an interview and get a tour of the new FHS, even though there are a lot of remnants of the old FHS here. And Chris, I want to welcome you up to the podium to induct David Halladay.
Good afternoon. Thank you for coming. David E. Halladay graduated from Fairport High School in 1977. Upon beginning his strenuous schooling after high school, he was accepted in the United States Naval Academy, where he earned a degree in resource management. By his senior year, he became the commander of the 22nd Company, and also excelling in athletics, he qualified for nationals after being named team captain of the Academy's wrestling team. Entering his career, Mr. Halladay spent the majority of his service as a surface warfare officer. Of the 7 ships he served on, 3 of them participated in Desert Storm post-war operations, and the latter portion of his career was spent as the senior director of foreign military sales. Working abroad in Chile and Italy, in doing so, he continued his education by learning Italian and Spanish in the Defense Language Institute of California. He additionally received an MBA in Global Management of the University of Phoenix. His efforts in Chile were pivotal in modernizing the Chilean Navy, and in doing so were awarded with the highest honors possible for his position by the Chilean government. As an innovative Fairport grad, David pitched a sales strategy for North American Rescue that would increase sales by $7.4 million in less than 2 years. And by 2013, he formed Halco Global, his own firm, which currently has multiple contracts of a first response medical firm, international energy, and maritime-related companies. Throughout his professional feats, Halladay received honors such as Meritorious Service Medal, Joint Service Commendation Medal, Navy/Marine Corps Achievement Medal, Combat Action Ribbon, National Defense Service Medal, Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, and Kuwait Liberation Medal, and many more. Most recently, Mr. Halladay was invited into the Spectrum Group, an elite consulting firm based in Alexandria, Virginia. Since joining the group, Alexandria is where he resides with his wife Julia, 17-year-old son Tommy, and 18-year-old son Luca. Here, David is involved with the community by volunteering in school booster events as well as coaching wrestling, baseball, and football in the Mount Vernon area. In his life, David Halladay has dynamically succeeded in education, athletics, his profession, civic responsibility, and family responsibility. I had a chance to meet with Mr. Halladay yesterday, and I particularly admired his persona as he looked at the school he left 37 years ago. Genuine would be the word I would describe his conversations with old classmates, coaches, and myself. And humble is the word I'd use to describe his attitude. Personally, I like to believe that Mr. Halladay's prestigious achievements have some sort of link to where he grew up and where he was molded into a young man, which is Fairport, New York. He epitomizes what we pride ourselves in every day as we walk through the halls. Today, we celebrate his service and accolades by inducting him into the Red Raider Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Great job, Chris. Chris is a member of the Fairport varsity soccer team, and he was a student of mine last year. And Chris is just a real stand-up guy and student, and I'm really proud of him. As Marty mentioned, Kevin Stickles couldn't be here today. Kevin Stickles is from the class of 1985, and I spoke with Kevin at great length on the phone over the last couple of weeks, and he wanted to be here so badly. His sister's getting married out of town today, and he just couldn't be here. So you can't miss that. And so I picked two students. Claire Gilmore and Shannon Mulhern were students of mine last year, and they're current seniors here at Fairport High School. I'm very proud of them. Claire's a member of the Fairport cross country team, and all the kids tell me what a great season you're having, Claire. And so congratulations on that. None of the girls wanted to sit in Kevin's seat. I picked two because I thought since he can't be here, they're like, we can't take his seat, Mr. Davis. So I want to welcome you girls up, and we're going to go ahead with Kevin's induction. We've got a digital photo of him. By the way, Marty, I mentioned being a neighbor of Kevin's. Two words come to mind when I think of Kevin Stickles. He's a guy who started at Wegmans, working at Wegmans as a Fairport student at 15 at an entry-level job. And from there, he stuck with it. And, you know, his tenacity is just awesome as a human being. Today he's the Senior Vice President for Human Resources of Wegmans and has 44,000 employees underneath him and has personally opened 20 new Wegmans stores. So I often ask the kids in class, you know, I ask kids a lot of questions, and, you know, probably as many as they ask me. And I often ask them, do you have an after-school job? And probably half the class hands go up, and many of them work at Wegmans. And so anyway, Kevin really epitomizes sticking with something in life and pursuing success. Claire and Shannon, come on up.
Hi, I'm Claire, and this
And I'm
is Shannon. First off, we would like to thank Mr. Davis for selecting us to make a speech in honor of Kevin Stickles' induction to the Fairport High School Wall of Fame.
Kevin Stickles, a 1985 Fairport graduate, is the epitome of the saying that hard work and perseverance pays off. Mr. Stickles started as a grocery clerk for Wegmans in 1983 as a high school student. He then went on to receive 5 promotions that led him to his current position as Vice President of Human Resources for Wegmans. He has had many mentors throughout his career at Wegmans and has worked his way from overseeing 4,000 employees to over 44,000 employees today. When speaking with Mr. Stickles, he said, "As you get older, you give back and you become mentors for others."
In high school, Mr. Stickles swam and played CYO basketball. He was involved in these extracurricular activities while working for Wegmans, showing his highly motivated character. His hard work paid off when he earned the Wegmans Scholarship given to those who work for 520 hours or more, which helped him financially contribute to his college education. He started his education at Monroe Community College, specializing in business administration, for 2 years. Mr. Stickles then went on to continue his studies at the State University of New York at Oswego. After graduating, he earned his Master's of Business Administration at the Pemblem College of Business at Virginia Tech. His great experience working for Wegmans led him to assistant store manager position. Mr. Stickles has now opened over 20 Wegmans stores. Along with working long hours at Wegmans, Mr. Stickles still finds the time to volunteer and serve on multiple boards. Just to name a few, he works on the Monroe Community College Grants Committee, Monroe Community College Foundation of Board of Directors, and the Nazareth Human Resources Advisory Council.
When asked about Fairport, Mr. Stickles said that Fairport still has the same great feeling. Although the population has increased since his graduation, the high school still has the same small school feeling that Mr. Stickles experienced. During speaking with Mr. Stickles earlier this week, we quickly got a glimpse of his humble character and easygoing personality. We both feel honored to be presenting this award with such a respectable man. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, girls. You did a great job. We'll make sure he gets that. Our next presenter, Megan Yeomans, one of the youngest we've ever had present at the Wall of Fame induction ceremony. Very proud of Megan. I met her recently, and Deb Vangelo, who is an amazing golfer in her own right, runs a golf school in Houston, Texas. I thought it might be kind of nice to team her up with a current Fairport student who plays golf. So I don't know if there's a lesson in this down the road. No pressure, Deb, but Megan, we're proud of you as a sophomore. When I asked her if she wanted to present today, didn't bat an eye and no hesitation. So thanks so much. By the way, Megan's dad, Megan has a pretty famous dad himself who's on the Wall of Fame, Phil Yeoman, and I want to thank you, Phil, and your wife for sending us your two beautiful kids that have, been wonderful assets to our building. Megan, come on up and introduce us to Deb Vangelo.
Hello everyone. As he said, my name is Megan Yeoman and I am a sophomore here at FHS. Today I was given the honor to represent Deb Vangelo in her induction into our Wall of Fame. I was very pleased to meet her yesterday. We made many connections due to the fact that I am a golfer and play for the FHS team. Well, to start off, Deb was a student of the graduating class of 1981. She feels very blessed to have graduated from a school like FHS and to have grown up in the beautiful, caring community of Fairport. Deb was not a part of Fairport as an elementary student, but came here starting in 6th grade. She attended Martha Brown for 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, and finished off at the high school. In junior high, she played for the softball team, and moving on to FHS, she played on the soccer team and ran track. Some of Deb's favorite moments from high school are the sports team, drama, and music successes, and she loved being a student athlete. Deb told me yesterday that growing up and having a Fairport education has been a major aspect of her accomplishments in life. Although she played soccer and track throughout her life, she found her passion in golf and became a professional golf coach, and in 2012 was announced LPGA National Teacher of the Year. Besides being inducted into our Wall of Fame, she was recently inducted into the University of Northern Iowa Athletics Hall of Fame and University of Northern Iowa School of HPELS Hall of Excellence. Deb coached the International Girls Golf Team and traveled many places with them. Through this occupation and the LPGA, she has traveled all throughout the U.S., Asia, Korea 6 times, Holland, and France. She is currently living in Texas, but she has lived in New York, Ohio, LA, and Iowa. Deb wants to give a thank you to all the faculty and staff for preparing her for her future, which helped her to achieve these accomplishments. In Deb's opinion, the faculty and staff here at FHS made a significant impact on her life after high school. She felt that they actually took an interest in her life and the person that she is, and not just the curriculum. Fairport has been such a big part of Deb's life, and we are so glad to have her back in town. On behalf of myself and all the Fairport community, I want to say how honored we are to have you inducted into our Wall of Fame. A person with accomplishments like yours shows teenagers how chasing your dreams isn't a fantasy. The students and people of Fairport will look up on that wall and will realize that anything we set our minds to, we can do it. And we will realize this when we look at your plaque. I'm so honored to have represented you, and I hope I see you again in Fairport soon. Congratulations, Deb, on this great honor. Thank you.
Great job, Megan. Thank you. Folks, the class of 2014, congratulations. After today's ceremony, we have a little unveiling to do of the new plaques up on the wall, and Donna Russell has a table set up down there with some punch and some things to eat. I want to thank you students. You did a great job today. Chris, other than your cell phone going off. You really did. So thank you, thank you, thank you, the students. We got great kids here at FHS. And without further ado, we'll head down to the wall and snap some pictures. And congratulations again. Thank you so much for coming today.